classification for 9- and 10-year-old hockey players. We have the Blackhawks who've traveled all the way down from Toms River, and they skate in the Central Jersey Hockey League. They'll compete against the Westtown Quakers from the Delaware Valley Hockey League, and they skate out of the Westtown Ice Arena in Westtown.
All right, first we go one-on-one. Toms River's number 11, Chris Bennett, going against Westtown Quakers goaler Jason Mertitas. There goes Chris Bennett in. Right in front. Forehand drive. Misses wide to the right. And it stays scoreless. And now the Westtown Quakers. Jason Smith gets his pop.
I'll tell you, Gene, when you talk to a goaltender, he'll say that he gave the shooter nothing to shoot out. That's why he missed the net. And Jason Mertitas, well out on the angle, gave the shooter, Chris Bennett, nothing to shoot at.
Still no score. Westtown Quakers, number 20, Jason Smith, against Toms River's goaler, Errol Haythorne. There goes Jason Smith in front again to the forehand. Good use of the stick by Errol Haythorne. Breaks up that thrust, and we remain scoreless.
That's the thing that has impressed me so far in our Pepsi Shootout, is the way the goaltenders have been using their stick. That's a very difficult thing to master, and right there, Errol Haythorne did it to perfection.
For Toms River now, it'll be Vince Calapietra, number 14, and Dave Wohler, number 19, going against the one defenseman back, Keith Singley, for Westtown, number 7, and goalie Jason Mertitas. Remember, they have 30 seconds. Beautiful move by Volo. Right on in. Shot. Good elbow save on the outside by Mertitas. Play is still on with 15 seconds remaining. Quickly, Calapietra behind the net centers. And it's broken up nicely by Keith Singley, who picked the man up in front, Dave Wolo. Singley on the near side. Clears the puck down the ice. And that'll do it. 3, 2, 1. It's over. And Westtown Quakers hold off Toms River. We go into the second half of the 2-on-1, still scoreless.
Nice save by Mertitas. I'll tell you, he made that big blocking save. Got just a piece of it, but that's all you need to do, is to deflect it away from the far corner. Good shot on the part of the Toms River club, David Vuolo, but this time Mertitas was the best.
Right for the Westtown Quakers on the near side, Chris Tantiti, number 5. Far side, Kurt Houston with a puck 17, going against Chad Thiemann, number 16, and the goaltender Errol Haythorne. Moving into the zone along the near side. That's Houston. Right on in, a shot. Good pad save and held on to by Errol Haythorne. And with 18 seconds remaining in this division, section 2-on-1, Westtown Quakers get an offensive left circle face-off.
Used the butterfly style to perfection in making that save.
All right, it'll be Houston, number 17, for Westtown. Chad Thiemann for Toms River. Winning the draw is Westtown. They try to put it in front. Thiemann does a good job of breaking up the play. Nice cutting him off on the near side by Houston, number 16, to contain the puck. But Thiemann then drives it to the line. It's ripped into the corner, but they're not going to have enough time to score. And so Toms River defensively holds off Westtown. And we go in down. Calapietra 14, Bennett 11, Voldo number 19. For Westtown, number 7, Singley, and Jason Smith 20 back with goaltender Mertitas. Down into the near corner. Down goes Volo as the Westtown Quakers defense on the near side. That Singley tries to break up the play with Jason Smith. Toms River keeps it in. Number 11, Chris Bennett, right circle screen shot over the top of the net as he had that portion of the cage open, and it's picked up by Singley. Tries to clear it out. It's kept in, but the Westtown Quakers hold off the 30 seconds, and now with a goal on their half of the 3-on-2, they can win the championship of the Squirt Division.
You know, Bobby, down in Toms River, they have a learn to play clinic for youngsters 8, 9, 10 years old and under who've never played hockey before. It gives them a great opportunity to learn to skate.
More clubs should have those programs, Andy.
More and more are springing up all over the area.
For Westtown, Centrella, Houston, and Tancredi going against Thiemann and Hughes, and goaltender Errol Haythorne, who has to be perfect. That's Centrella. Drops beautifully. Houston in the drive, and it was blocked off by Thiemann, who's been a tower of strength on the defense for Toms River. There's a break. Remember, the defense can score, but it's kept in. There goes Houston up the middle. He's got an open man on the left. Tancredi. Pass is blocked off again. 6 seconds. 5, 4, and that'll do it. As Toms River brings to center, but they'll not have enough chance for a shorthanded goal. And it's cleared in by Chris Hughes. And we come to the end of regulation competition. No score. Westtown and Toms River will go into the 1-on-1 penalty shot sudden death shootout.
Well, you can see why both these teams are in the finals, because they're playing excellent defensive hockey.
Chris Bennett will take the shot for Toms River against goaler for the Westtown Quakers, Jason Mertitas. Chris Bennett, number 11, can put his team on with the first goal of this competition. In, shot, beautiful save by Mertitas. Well, here's a title on the line. Jason Smith for the Westtown Quakers going against Errol Haythorne in the Toms River net. Jason Smith in. He goes wide, and again, the beautiful poke check by Haythorne breaks up the shot. Chris Bennett now going against Martinez at the other end. Comes onto the forehand and breaks into the zone. We've still had no scoring. Chris Bennett in. Shot. Save. Martinez. And he's been flawless. Once again, Jason Smith has a chance for Westtown to win the title. Westtown Quakers, sudden death. Jason Smith moving in on Errol Haythorne. Westtown against Toms River. Smith in. Forehand. Backhand. And again, there's that thick by Haythorne to break up the play.
Boy, he's using that stick like an extra leg or an extra arm. He is excellent with it. And I'm telling you, a lot of pro goalies can't use it as well as that youngster been doing it here.
Okay, Chris Bennett in our third overtime period. Still no score. Sudden death shootout, Toms River and Westtown Quakers for the title. Chris Bennett in against Martinez. Goes shot. And again, a good save by Martinez. Missed a zero. Remember last year, Andy, when the women's division, we must have gone 11 or 12 extra periods. Here comes Jason Smith with a third chance to win it for the Westtown Quakers going against Haythorne. Shot! Up! Another good save, and they just cannot beat the two goalies. Jason Martinez for the Westtown Quakers or Errol Haythorne for the Toms River Squirts.
Well, they're just keeping the shooters off balance.
Chris Bennett moving in the fourth overtime shootout. There he is, forehand, and again, this time it was Martinez just jabbing it away as Bennett wanted to go to the backhander for a stuffer.
Almost had the goaltender fooled as Martinez came out on the angle expecting a shot, and just as he was going by, he just flipped the stick a little bit to cause the player to lose control of the puck.
Pressure's on goalie for Toms River, Errol Haythorne, as here comes Jason Smith once again with a chance in sudden death to win the squirt title for the Quakers. Smith going in with determination, moving right in on the net. Backhand, forehand, shot, score! There it is. The Westtown Quakers in 4 shootout sudden death periods wins the squirt title. Westtown Quakers 1 and Toms River nothing.
Well, Jason Smith tried it once before, and he got poke checked away. But this time he drew the puck a little bit wider and had the open net to give the Westtown Quakers the 1-0 victory.
We salute the squirt champion.
Competitive winners of this 4th annual Pepsi Shootout, the culmination of a competition involving youngsters at all age levels throughout the Delaware Valley. Brought to you by the Pepsi-Cola bottlers of the Delaware Valley, who have been partners in the 8-year presentation of Flyers hockey on television, and whose concern in youth activities in the community in the Delaware Valley sponsored this wonderful hockey competition. And we're so thrilled at the end of this 4th year and anticipating next year's 5th annual Pepsi Shootout to present to you now the representative players of our 7 winning teams. Beginning with the Mike Division, Ryan Neary representing the Valley Forge Colonials. The Squirts Division, Jason Smith for the Westtown Quakers. The Pee Wee Division brings us John Coombs Jr. for the Gladiators. In the Bantam Division, Chris Cummings representing the Valley Forge Colonials. In the Midget Division, Greg Meyer representing Wintersport. The Junior Division, Joe McKay of the Westtown Junior Quakers. And in our High School Division, Bishop Egan High School represented by Greg Fredericks. Ladies and gentlemen, our 7 team representatives in this year's Pepsi Shootout. Gentlemen, we salute you and your teams.